Hey guys, you ever wanted to visit back too? Visit TwinSonsTravel.com. Planning a trip to Walt Disney World can be overwhelming, and why you need the expert planning services of Casey Lucas at TwinSonsTravel.com. Casey will help you plan your perfect trip. He will help you find the right resort, fast passes, dining reservations, and even look at typical crowd levels to ensure the best vacation possible. And the best part is the services are complimentary with your travel package. Visit TwinSonsTravel.com today and book your vacation and enter the promo code ROTM in the comments section to receive a free gift just for your booking. You are listening to Breaking the Fourth Wall on Realm of the Mist Entertainment.
Hello everyone and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall, the interview show with a twist. Today I am joined by Derek Long. How are you doing today, Derek?
Doing well.
All right, awesome. So the first thing that I would like to kind of touch on is maybe you could tell everybody some of the stuff that you're known for.
Well, I'm known to like spicy food. I'm well known to that with my friends. I've been into that for many years. Tell you the truth, I could use a nice spicy dish. I probably use it every day. I'm known most people know me, my main job is a truck driver. I've been in the trucking industry for, let's see, since 2003 off and on, so
wow.
I'm known for that.
All right. What about any movies and such that you've been in?
Well, I've been in there's a TV show called Murder Comes to Town. It used to come on Investigation Discovery. It's a crime drama type of show.
Okay.
And I played a role as a detective. It was for a murder that was committed in a pizza shop. It was involved a son and his parents. The boy had murdered his parents. I think the motive was murder. I think the motive was over money, but it's pretty closely the details. They say what the boy had done, and
wow,
it's pretty good
crazy.
shoot, actually.
Yeah.
I've done a show called Vengeance. I was actually a murder victim in that one. We shot that this past January. Had to get out and lay alongside of a road, kind of a ditch like. Luckily, it was still kind of a mild winter for me. Anyway.
Yeah, I imagine that wouldn't be very much fun laying out in a ice-filled ditch.
No, especially in a t-shirt.
Right.
They had I think just a washcloth. I laid my head on, and I was in a little gray t-shirt. But
oh my
anyway.
goodness. Is there anything else that you're known for? Have you done any other kind of just the shows, or have you done any movies or anything like that?
Well, matter of fact, I have a movie coming up. It's a horror film. It's going to be we're going to have it finished this fall. It's being shot in Edmonton, Canada.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's an anthology. It's got two big name actors. Main stars Bret Hart and Corey Feldman.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I play one of the rogue medical examiners. They find victims, bad car crashes and that type of thing. Some illegal activity is involved with these guys, but
wow.
I'm really getting geared up for it. I'm going to go to Canada and Edmonton. I've never been there, never been to Canada.
Oh, well, there you go. Nice little vacation on the side.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a different experience for me. So, um,
So
yeah,
on
that's
on IMDb, it has you listed as a co-producer for Tales from the Dead Zone. Um, is there? Can you tell me anything about that, or was that? How was that compared to acting?
well that's involved with the film I was just telling you about. That's the title, Tales from the Dead Zone.
Uh huh.
Uh, that's the that is the horror film that's being taken place in Canada. And,
Right.
that all involved production and budget and that type of thing. But no, I'm more fulfilled by the acting part. That's
Okay.
you know, um,
Yeah, that's more where I was wondering about, like if you were, because I don't, you think you're the first kind of producing person that I've had on here so far, and I was kind of curious about how people felt acting versus producing, if it was, more entertaining one way or another.
oh, definitely the acting. Yeah, that's playing the character and making something out of the script. That's where it is for me. And then being seen for what you're doing. I would rather do that.
Okay.
But if I can help out in other ways, I will,
Mm-hmm.
if possible. So
Okay. That's cool. That's good to know. So, if you could work side by side with anyone you wanted, who do you think it would be?
as far as a big name actor goes,
Well, an actor or even a director or whoever.
well, as far as directors go, I think it would be Barry Gillis. Definitely.
Okay.
I like Barry. As far as actors go, there's an actor named Arthur Morton. He was in with me on Murder Comes to Town. He was a detective also. I think we had pretty good chemistry together, and I wouldn't mind working with him again and
Okay.
that. But now, as far as these big A-listers go, I don't know. I would like to work with Charles Bronson. If
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
So, what would you say a typical work environment is like when you're on a movie set? At least the ones that you've been on.
Well, it depends. I was on a movie set for a film called Body Swap, and I was a cafe patron. And of course, the scene involved the two main actors. They came in and got in a huge argument amongst everybody in the cafe, and of course, the female stormed out the door. So, and that was pretty laid back environment.
Mm-hmm.
As a film, but when you start getting these TV shows, it seems to be more fast paced. Like you coming in, putting in a 8 to 12 hour workday, or trying to get everything done. It's fast paced. Your lines and the setup. The camera, the constantly moving around, the crew and all that. And but even though it's fast paced, I always kind of favored television more, I guess, because that's more where my visions are, hopefully landing that dream role of a crime drama or something in that manner.
Okay.
I would say it's just the matter of speed between the two.
That's fair. It sounds like you're more into the crime drama scene, huh? You like those style better. That's your genre.
Yeah, well, I grew up watching shows like Columbo, Streets of San Francisco, and I was always, kind of fascinated by them. just the settings and everything that transpired in the show. And
Yeah.
I thought, wouldn't that be something to actually be involved in a TV show and stuff? And of
Wow.
course, I have been, but it just hasn't been a big recurring type of role.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, like you said, you just got to be patient, and one day you're gonna get that.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So, do you have anything? Well, you kind of said it before. I don't know if we were recording just yet. So, in between films, you said you're a truck driver.
Yes.
That's cool. You go just locally, or you drive all over the country, or?
Well, I guess you would call it a short haul. The contract that I run now runs from Virginia to North Carolina, and once I get to North Carolina, I will swap a trailer load of mail and bring it back to Virginia, and then I go home. It's 4 days on, 4 days off, so it's a pretty damn good schedule.
Yeah, I want that schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it all done in about 8 hours or less, depending on the traffic and how everything's running, because it runs between Florida and Queens. We just got guys at different points meeting. So, but I have done over the road. I've hauled poultry, heavy equipment, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I've been all over, but
that's pretty wild. Like a pretty good contrast there, going from truck driver, presumably truck driver one day, to a shoot the next.
Oh yeah. It's sometimes a little hectic trying to juggle and balance, between being on the road and finding an audition or a shoot, and
right.
make to get to the shoot and that type of thing. It can be a challenge, but it's worth it in the end.
That's got to be hectic. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah.
So, I guess this would be the part where we kind of move into the derailing, if you will, and we're gonna get to know you a little bit better by asking you some pretty random questions and seeing what your responses would be. And you can elaborate as much or as little as you want, and they're definitely not going to be super personal, but just surface level, getting to know you, getting to see how you would react to some things, and maybe finding out some stuff that people wouldn't otherwise know. So we're going to kick it off with a pretty good one that I was quite proud of. If you were walking around right now and a spider were just to drop down and land on you, what would your reaction be?
I'd probably give it a swat and say, keep the hell off me.
All right, so not overly terrified of spiders.
Not overly, no. Not unless I see a big red dot in the center of its back, or
Well, okay, I'll give you that one. That's pretty fair. What would you say the last book was that you read? And on my show, comic books do count.
Oh boy. Well, I recently moved out the house I was renting, and I had a collection of old wrestling magazines, that type of thing.
Okay.
I might have skimmed through them. I can't stand there and tell you the last novel I've read.
That's fair. So you're into wrestling then?
Yeah, I was a wrestling fan as a boy. Yeah, NWA, WCW, WWF. Yeah.
Yeah. I think most of us were at some point or another.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's why I'm a little excited about being in the same movie as Bret Hart. It's
yeah. That's
yeah, I watched
really cool.
him too much. Yeah.
So you kind of touched on this a little bit more or a little bit earlier, so maybe we can rehash it and get a little bit more detailed here. you were talking about shows that you used to watch a lot as a kid, and that's what kind of inspired you to look into the crime drama. So, who, like, as a person, would you say you idolized as a child?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right. Now we're
Yeah.
talking. And you didn't go
Yeah.
into action movies.
No, but someone that I idolized as a child, it was definitely Arnold. I used to get my hair cut like him, kind of like he had in Commando, with the flat
Oh, yeah.
top and
Yeah.
thing. You've seen all his movies. Yeah, I was just fascinated, and
That's awesome.
a few others too, but he was probably the main one. Now I look back on it and say, if it don't bother me now, what I'm an adult, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely liked Arnie back then. So if I were to come up to you at the grocery store, just a normal day, you're out grocery shopping, and I happen to look down in your grocery cart, what kind of stuff would I see in there?
I don't know, you might see your run-of-the-mill vegetables. You probably might see a can of sardines,
Oh.
salmon. I'm a seafood fan.
Okay.
Tea. I like unsweetened tea. Lipton. I think it's Lipton. The pure leaf tea, whatever the name of that is.
Yeah, yeah.
One time you'd have probably seen beer. I haven't drank beer for a long time though. Yeah. So.
All right. I was expecting more like cookies and chocolate, and that's what I try to catch people up in. Their sweet tooth getting the better of them.
Oh well, see, I eat cookies once in a while, but I'm more of a spicy food type of guy.
Yep, I do remember you talking about that. Like, so
Yeah.
are we talking like Thai level spicy, or just like Louisiana style?
Well, it could be Louisiana. I'm not that familiar with Thai. Thai. Let's see.
So,
I do like.
So would
good
you,
Mex-
if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I got this ghost pepper. You want to bite it?" Would you go for
Well,
it?
to tell you the truth, I have a little experience with the ghost pepper. I've eaten the ghost pepper. I'm not something I would do every day. A friend of mine, boy I used to run around with, we would eat, hot peppers all the time on the road. Everything from serrano to habanero, and then of course you could go to Martin's grocery store and find the ghost pepper, but you can have a bad experience with the ghost pepper. Like for example, I was driving for the feed mill, and I can't remember what all I ate, but I ate a ghost pepper with it, and I was on my way to the chicken farm to deliver the feed, and on the way my stomach, it started rumbling and burning, and
Oh,
I
boy.
thought rumbling and burning, and so I unbuckled my pants, just to give a little relief until I got to the farm. So by the time I got to the farm, I had made up my mind I was going behind the trailer to use the bathroom. So I got there, and I backed down to the feeders, but lo and behold, here was the grower and another man standing up there in the front of the chicken house. So I said, too bad, so sad. I'm going to duck in behind the trailer. So I went and dropped my pants and went at it. And, no one ever seen me, but
Oh, no.
those things can put you in a situation if you're not careful.
Yeah, that sounds like quite the situation. Oh, man. That's a good one. Oh. So
You also might see, I grew up on Martin's potato chips, the kettle cooked, the
there you
barbecue
go.
in white ones. Have you ever ate those?
I have. Those are quite delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, go out
Yeah.
and try some if you
Yeah.
haven't.
Oh yeah.
Would you say that you have any hidden talents that people don't really know about?
Mm, well, it could be. I just have to find them so I can let everyone know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So you talked about being an Arnie fan. My next question for you: can you do any impressions? Not necessarily of Arnie, but can you do any impressions at all?
I could probably do vague impressions of
Yeah.
Arnold, maybe, but
I mean, I'm not asking you to do them if you don't want to, but it's just a question to see if you were able to do any. So,
none that I can think of offhand.
okay, all right, that's fair. Yeah, I'll give you that. If you could have any one thing in the world, what would it be?
I think, in all seriousness of that, I think it would be. I would have for all these insulin companies to put a fair price for all the people that suffer from diabetes so they could afford their insulin, without high deductibles and where they can't pay for Humalog and that type of thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Being that my oldest son is a type 1 diabetic, and
oh, wow.
I think that would be the first thing I would have in the world.
Okay. Yeah, took a serious turn there for a minute. I can buy into that. Like, I'm sorry to hear that, and I wish that too.
Right.
I'm definitely in agreement with you on that one. So have you or do you have any stories or know someone that, is a funny little story to tell about sending a text to the wrong person?
Oh. That's a good one.
Because I know I've done it. I was just wondering if I'm the only one in the world. So surely you've sent the wrong text to somebody.
I think there may have been a situation where I sent maybe a text meant for a female and it might have went to a male. I can't recall what all it was about, but it doesn't happen often, but
it did happen.
Yes.
All right.
Nothing derogatory or
right.
vivid. I think it was just the comments or words.
So what would if you could set it up to be the most ideal day ever, what would it be?
The most ideal day for me ever would be with family in California and a nice trip on Highway 1 with a stop of, breakfast and lunch and everything in between, and watching the Pacific Ocean, and probably all the way up to we reached the Golden Gate Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the ideal day for me.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like an ideal day for anybody. That's great.
Yes.
That's a great one. So,
absolutely.
The last question I have here on my docket is, what's the weirdest question you've ever been asked?
Well, one that comes to mind is I used to be an employee for the city of Harrisonburg, and we were responsible for picking up trash and refuse.
Okay.
And of course, as you're picking up different places, like let's say a Catholic church or church in general or businesses, there's always people that's loiter or people that bum around and stand around, talk to you. And there's this man, he's not around anymore, but he would stand there and sometimes make comments. And the first time he ever really spoke to me, he walked up, and as I was loading the trash in the back of the trash truck, he said, I often wonder how many bodies they found in these dumpsters.
Wow.
I'm thinking, well, gee, I don't know. My inner voice was saying, how many have you put in them?
Yeah. Red flag, red flag.
Yeah. I mean, what? Why would someone ask me something like that?
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's got to be one of the weirdest questions. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. That's the kind of life that people lead, though. And that's why you're filming crime dramas.
Yes, absolutely.
Might have to plug that into the movie somewhere.
Right? Yeah, that question, it stuck with me,
Yeah, I don't know how it couldn't.
Yeah, his question turned into a question for me. I thought, how many has he?
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I think I have sufficiently used up most of your time for today. So, how about for this last little part, is there anywhere that people can get a hold of you? Maybe if somebody likes the way you sound, wants to put you in a movie, is there a way they can find you, get a hold of you, or just the listeners in general to see some of the work you've done, anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They can reach out to my agent in Arizona at Southwest Talent Agency. They can reach me by Facebook. I go by my stage name. They can email me. I have a little actors page on Facebook.
Okay.
They want to see some of my work, they can look my demo reel up on Google, on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, there's multiple ways. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode. I'm here with, again, Derek Long, actor and truck driver and all-around great guy. And I'd just like to say thanks again, Derek, for coming on the show and letting me use up some time and telling me some awesome stories.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be on.
Yeah, and I look forward to having you around again, especially when I get my end of the video up and running, and we'll see what other kind of crazy questions I can ask you.
Looking forward to it.
So, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, this has been Breaking the Fourth Wall, and we will see you later. That's it for today's show, ladies, gentlemen, and anything around or in between. Another great interview. Remember, I'm Ray, and this has been Breaking the Fourth Wall. Check me out at Chronicles of the Lost Realm on YouTube, Anchor, and Instagram. I can also be found on War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. Become a Patreon to help us provide even more content and quality entertainment for you. All of our shows can be found on Anchor.fm or wherever podcasts can be heard. Breaking the Fourth Wall is a Realm of the Mist affiliate.